30-minute like yesterday's upload, but this is a daily life vlog. Kind of want to talk about relationships and stuff. I feel like that's a pretty cool topic to talk about. Now, it's kind of uncommon about uncommon to have the perfect relationship, You be living in some type of fantasy land and say, oh yeah, your relationship is 100% top-notch perfect. That'd be something in a Disney magical fairy tale, Very, very rare to have something like that. Driving from Cleveland once again, and it's still snowing. I don't think it ever stops, but anyways, we're going to stay on topic. I don't want to be in a forever talk, forever story. But I don't know what's going on with relationships these days, I've been single since September. And it seems like everybody the morals have changed in relationships, I guess. The reason why I say that is because the moment you get with someone, they're expecting stuff from you. And sometimes, depending on the person, it could be money, it could be sex, it could be other people, it could be drugs and stuff like that. I don't know. Toxic vibes, I guess you could say. Whatever happened in the good old days, back when relationships were very important, very casual. You go out for the very first time. it's your choice. Obviously, they ain't gonna make you do it, but they're gonna give you advice. And if you choose not to listen to that advice, you know, that's your call, that's your choice. But you're gonna learn the hard way. And sometimes the choices you make could be beneficial. It could, you could prove people wrong. I could say, yeah, probably not a good idea to, you know, start a family with that person, considering their history, you know, being narcissistic. But that other person could be like, oh yeah, they changed. And people can prove you wrong. And, you know, maybe they have changed. I think relationships now, since I was in high school, have changed a lot. You know, when I was in high school, up until probably 2016 or whatever, it was always about casual dating. And I could be wrong about the 2016 date. But I remember when I was in high school, because I graduated in 2011. I remember when I was in high school, a lot of people would rather just go out and watch a movie, go out to dinner. That's, you know, that's what I always wanted to do. Maybe go bowling. You know, something casual like that, something basic. You know, relationships nowadays, that their woman wants almost $500 in wooden flowers, a 5-star meal, a 5-star restaurant meal, and sex. Like, oh my God. Thankfully, I don't follow through with all that stuff, you know. I want to take that time to get to know you. You know, even if we're in a relationship, I don't want to jump the gun. I've already done that one time. It ain't happening again. I'm at the age now where I'm content with where I'm at in my life. I got a good paying job. I have 2 kids. The only downfall is I ain't married. And I'm okay with that. Because marriage is just a piece of paper. That's all it is. Paper and bills. When you get married and you know, separate, if things don't work out after marriage, guess what? You're going to be paying a boatload of money to change your marriage status. Relationship free of charge. I could be like, sayonara. Not have to pay you a penny. I got 2 kids, like I said. I'm very satisfied and content with my life. My oldest is 10, my youngest is 3. You know? If I have any more kids, I'm going to be over the age of 50 before they're 18. I don't want to be 50 years old and still raising kids. Don't get me wrong. The kids I have now, I'm sure when I hit 50, I'm still going to have to, you know, support them in some shape or form. And that's fine. Guide you through your adulthood. Learn from me so that the mistakes that I've done and overcome, you won't have to do too. But you know, searching for the right person is like hella difficult now. You can find the prettiest girl, the prettiest, most loyal girl and all that, and then you find out that they could either be narcissistic, they constantly want sex day in and day out, 24/7 a day, you know, or they start up smoking weed like you talk to someone and they immediately click like that, start falling immediately like that. I've had past times where that's happened. I'm looking at them stupid. They want to go to Pound Town right then and there. You didn't even go out on your first date. They want to go to Pound Town. I'm like, but like I said, this is past long time ago stuff that I've dealt with. Long time ago, meaning years ago. Many, many years ago. I look at them like, are you crazy? Are you nuts? You know, when people say stuff like that, it gives me a bad vibe. Especially if we're just in a talking phase. And then they get into the subject talking about all their sexual attractions and everything. Like, why are we talking about this right now? We're literally just talking to get to know each other. And that's fine to get to know. But there's a time to talk about that. Not as your first or second day of talking and getting to know each other. A few years ago, there was this, you know, when I worked at Community Bus, I did a summer program. And on Community Bus, we're required to have attendants or aides on board. So, or an adult passenger, depending on what you call it. There was this one other girl outside the school. I think this was like three, maybe 4 years ago. I looked at her and I immediately felt something. Like nothing serious. Like, just, I felt something was wrong. I asked the attendant that I had on the bus, what's her name? I'm not going to say her name for privacy purposes, but she told me her name, gave me a description, like she's going through a lot of hard time. But the crazy part is, I already sensed that. I'm a very good person. I can look at you and sense something's wrong or something like that, like in that line of form. I could sense stuff like that. But the moment I laid my eyes on her and I seen her walk from her car to the school or whatever, I had to ask, what's her name? Or why does she look so down? Well, months goes by. I already forgot her name. Get this random friend request. I'm like, huh, this is interesting. Oh, wait. I looked at her profile picture and I'm like, oh, wait, you know what? That's the girl I remember seeing. So we were talking all about that. And we were just talking. We were talking for maybe a couple months and all that. And, she eventually said she had some interest. And at that time, I didn't really know much about her. She didn't know much about me, but she was showing interest. And I guess you could say I was kind of showing interest too. Well, days go by and weeks go by. We're still in a talking phase, and she asked if I was still interested in her, and I'm like, yeah, but I want to talk a little more and get to know each other much more better before we would move forward. sure about. You know, she was you know, young, and that doesn't have any kids. And here I am, 29 or whatever, how old I was, like 3 or 4 years ago. Interesting, right? Nice ambulance. Yellow. But anyways, I said, you know what? At this point, because I'd still like to get to know you a little better, I feel like at this point, we should just stay best friends until, you know, we're done getting to know each other. I didn't want to rush anything. I didn't want to take my time. She was telling, and what kind of turned me away, just wanted to stay best friends, was the fact that she wanted to have a child or two, and that revolves, you know what, sex, you know, so that's what that entailed. That's something I wasn't interested in, and still currently am that way. So I just simply said, you know, I'd rather just stay best friends for a while, and, you know, if something grows further than that, you know, then we can move forward. So then she finds another guy, you know, we still communicate, you know, like best friends and all. And of course the guy she's with causes so much grief, a narcissist, of course. You know, it's just crazy though, because I passed up on a very good opportunity. You know, and even still to this day, I still communicate. Like, we still communicate back and forth with each other. You know, like best friends would. Always there for each other. Crazy, right? Probably the only true best friend that I have that actually has a daily contact with me, which is nice. I passed up on a really good opportunity. If I would have known what I knew now, I probably wouldn't have just said, yeah, let's just stay best friends. I probably would have just continued on, but I had that vibe in me. And I don't remember what the topic was, and it might have been just because she wanted kids and I didn't really want any at that time. Just set me off a bad vibe. Because of course, we're still in the talking phase. And, you know, I lost the opportunity. But you know what? That's how I see it. You learn. You learn. Sometimes you learn from mistakes. Others you learn to save yourself. If I would have continued on, it probably wouldn't have been good, or it probably could have been good. It probably could have ended up maybe a marriage and all that. I wouldn't know. But I chose to remain best friends, and all I know now is we are still best friends. So I'm grateful for that. I'm happy for that. I guess I'm happy about it, but at the same time, I kind of kick myself in the butt a little bit, because like there's an opportunity that was available that I wasted and essentially said no to. But if I would have said yes to, I could have probably not only lost a best friend, but if stuff didn't work out between the both of us, you know, that could have probably been the end of everything. We would be talking. So that's why I am where I am. And that's why I feel like communication, speaking relatively speaking, you know, is a great thing. You know, getting to know someone before talking about having kids and sex, because all that other stuff just brings up red flags, and some people, like, of course, myself, don't really want to talk about that topic right now. You know, when you're in 6 years, and that's the girl I had my first daughter with. I only have one daughter, but my first child with. Lasted 6 years. That was a great relationship there. Everybody else afterwards was just trial and error. It truly was. I've been with some that I had to, let go. Some constant, some were controlling. Others thought that they were the pants in a relationship. Some are narcissistic. And unfortunately, some have addictions. And with me being me, a straight edge life, I don't drink, I don't do drugs. Addictions to me, I feel, are, you need help, you need guidance. And the last relationship I was in, there was addictions, weed and drinking beer. And that's something I threw to the side. Try something, be someone new. Don't lower your standards a little bit. And I tried. Honestly, I have. And, you try to help others. And at first, the relationship was great. There wasn't no drugs, and drinking was only at night. And, as time progressed, the bad habits just got worse. And then that person started getting back into smoking weed and every single night. I don't want to be with someone who smokes weed or smokes period in general. Like, I don't want to be with anybody that does that. I don't want to be with someone that drinks constantly. I lowered my standards. I figured maybe I can do what I can to help you, or help that person out. Now, I'm not a counselor. I'm not a person that rehabilitates people. So what I was doing essentially didn't work. I figured, well, maybe it was past trauma. Maybe it was just life experiences. And, as crazy as that sounds, even what I did, essentially spoiling, essentially, still wasn't enough. Now you want to go hang out with your friends, go hang out with your friends. I don't care, go ahead, have fun. But the friends that she had were bad influences. They all smoked, they all drank, they all probably did other drugs too. Doesn't matter, not my problem. You have to change the crowd that you are involved with in order to change yourself. That's my life. That's my life story. And you know what? The real ending was like 2 or 3 months of not seeing each other because partying and hanging out with friends and other stuff was more important. And I honestly just got tired of being put on the sidelines and all that. When you get to that stage, at that point, you start falling out of love. You start really losing interest. You kind of slow down sitting back because I'm not the party person. I enjoy parties, but nothing that relates to drinking, smoking, having a good time. I don't involve myself with them type of parties. I don't go to bars. If I do go to bars, I ain't gonna be sitting at the bar drinking. I ain't gonna be drinking beer if I go to a bar restaurant. You know, I'm there to hang out and have, have a good bite. Along with the people that I go with. If I go. You know? But, you go to a bar, you get super drunk. That's party style. You go to friends' house, you get super drunk. That's party style. It's toxic. It's not a good, it's not a good habit. And that's what I see a lot of the younger kids doing that are now legally able to do it. And, a lot of people my age are just doing it. And it's kind of saddening. And I keep wondering myself, what are these people going to eventually grow up and realize that us being in this world is not the wonderful world of make-believe? When are these people going to put an X on their hand, cut out the drugs, cut out the drinking, cut out the smoking, and live in a world of reality where it ain't all about sex, where it ain't all about partying? When are people going to grow up and realize, shoot, this is the real world? Shoot, I have a kid. Bye-bye partying. Bye-bye fun life. Shoot, I'm getting older now. Maybe I need to start settling down, find me a man, get married. Or you don't even have to get married, just find yourself, so you gotta start settling down someday. But, people always say live for the moments. Well, the moments ain't in the wonderful world of make-believe. You want to live for the moment, when reality smacks you in the face, while you are in the wonderful world of make-believe, maybe then you will realize, where the heck am I going in life? What are my plans in life? Because now you're going to be in your 30s. One, you don't have a retirement. Two, you're going to be working probably till you're 80 or 90 to build that retirement now. Three, where the heck do I even start working at? Four, now you're going to be starting college late. Sometimes, most colleges you got to take for 4 years in order to have a decent paycheck now. And then you got to take other colleges to bump that pay up. And I think now we're at we're over 30 minutes again. And I said, this ain't going to be another 30-minute video. But when I rant, when I say things how they are, they can go on forever. Everybody is eventually going to have a reality smack in the face. And it's sad. Because partying isn't the way of life. Saving money, working, that's part of an adulthood. Not living in your parents' basement, not living with parents still. Now, if you're going to school, college, and, I guess that would be fine if you still stay with your parents, but if you ain't, you're supposed to be out on your own once you graduate high school. Start saving some money here and there. But that's a different topic. But, you know, relationships these days are just ridiculous. I'm seeing all these drug relationships of doing crazy drugs together, and it changes them. I've seen relationships where both parties constantly drink and do drugs and stuff like that. And that's sad. That's so sad. And then, of course, you got the lazy people who want to live off of someone else's income. That's even more sad. Get off your ass and go work. So anyways, I'm going to leave it here. This is the end of my video. Hopefully, you enjoyed the nice scenery. I'm going to let this continue going though, so you can hear some ASMR and not my voice. Alright, see you then. Goodbye for now, and have a great day. right, well, I hope you enjoyed the ASMR. Take care.